how easy or difficult is it going to be to build the brand new Thrustmaster T598 pedals? This is obviously Thrustmaster's big bet in sim racing. They've changed from the lineage of like their plastic pedals, the metal pedals T3PA Pros, which I had, TLCM, load cell pedals, which are quite good, I think, for that kind of price range, to this, a familiar form factor, but some unusual things about it. For example, am I going to be listening to are there going to be speakers in them? What's going on here? So we're going to build them and then we're going to test them actually. So build quality, first of all, it's this standard, whatever it is, like a powder coated metal that you just know is going to be very solid. A little bit sharp. It's not a sharp, it's not going to cut you, but it's like, you know, it's not like a plastic edge either. And it's got that, that powder coated metal finish that gives you some level of robustness, comfort. My first Thrustmaster pedals on my T150 actually snapped. Some bit of plastic in there, so I had to upgrade. I don't feel like anything here is going to snap. But we've got to put all this other stuff in here as well. And let me show you the reverse of the pedals. So when I took them out of the box, they actually came like that, flat. And I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And so we're going to have to do some funniness here. I can see some ridges that are going to mean that we're going to be able to adjust it. Now, I want to be clear. There is no load cell here. These are not load cell pedals. And as good or bad as the T598 is going to be as a product, these out of the box are not going to be load cells. I understand there might be a way to upgrade them in the future. I don't have that. So if you're already on a load cell pair, I have Simucube Active pedals at home. They are different levels of sort of generation of pedals ahead of this, but this is a £499 package for the wheelbase, for the wheel, and for the pedals. So I'm not gonna pretend that these are load cell pedals and like they're gonna be comparable with load cells. For me, this is like, okay, when I was buying my T150 and thinking, am I gonna get a T300? How are they going to be compared to like T3PA Pro pedals, which I used for a long time? I used on iRacing. They weren't load cell pedals. I modded them to have a bit more stiffness in the brake. So I'm going to be realistic with you as always. And if you appreciate that, please do feel free to hit that subscribe button, smash it. So what it comes with, we've got these. They look like identical parts, except one has a little like squishy thing in it. So whether that's going to act as like a resistance, I don't know. And then we've also got these wing nut bolts here. Okay, so I'm on the manual. I'll put this on screen for you in the edit as well so you can see what's going on. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually, and I can see there's two different angles here, I feel, already potentially. Because of that, I'm using this on a GT Omega DDX, which has quite an upright position anyway, I think I'm going to want to have them more flat. So I'm just going to do it like that. And then I'm going to unscrew the wing nut. By the way, this is the first video I'm shooting in this new space that I've built specifically for you guys to do more in-depth sim racing product reviews and things like that. So I really hope you enjoy it. So I'll just show you what I'm doing and what I'm struggling to do, which is to put this, I'm going to expose myself here. It's the world's worst. If I can build this, anyone can build it. That's a seal of approval. So yes, he's done it. Legendary scenes. Okay, so so that's then gonna go into like the thing to push it. So that's the gas, that's gonna be gas. And the other one is gonna be brake. I'm trying to interpret the things. It only says do it on one, but I'm gonna do it on both. That's gonna go in like that, through that hole. Put the washer. Okay, so the wing nut's gone in and it says do not over tighten it. Okay, and I stand corrected. It does say do it on the other pedal as well. So tightening that, and then we're going to tighten this one as well. Okay, wow, now we're going to do brake and pedal accelerator. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a spring. Now I've got two springs here, I think, for the brake. And yes, it tells me what they are. Long black, weak resistance, short grey, strong resistance. I'm going to go strong. I like strong springs in my pedals. Whenever I go go-karting and I come back to sim racing, I end up slamming the pedals in sim racing because I think in real racing, you're just hitting the pedals hard. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use the washer as well. So this is going to go on this tube in this order. Spring, washer, funny thing, that's all I've got. So that's like that. And I think it's up like that. Ah, simples. Okay, so again, we can push it in, and I wonder if it's going to adjust the sensitivity. Sorry, it's going to adjust the, hopefully you can see that. This way. I don't know if it's going to adjust the stiffness as well as the position at the same time. So if I do it there, am I going to get less, even though the pedal's going to be down more, am I going to get less resistance? Whereas if I can somehow get it to the first one, which I don't think I'll be able to do. Okay, so here we go. That's in like that. I'm a bit worried that there's nothing stopping it coming off. I'd be worried if I was doing if I'm leading in top split in Gran Turismo 7, coming into dash chicane, you don't brake for dash chicane, that one before dash chicane, right-hander, and I get on the brake and I come off and then the whole thing comes off. Maybe it's not going to happen, but there's nothing stopping that. The alternative would be you'd put a pin through a hole, which happens in some pedals. Maybe it happens in the Moser CRP2s, I can't remember. Okay, so there we go, that's brake done. Yeah, you can place it in different positions for different resistance. That's actually going to be not the most resistance, but it's going to have quite a flat level to it, which I think might be helpful for me for my GT Mega DDX, because I'm going to be sitting in an office chair. Whereas if I was in a Formula rig seating position, I'd want them more upright. Hopefully that makes sense. Time for the gas now, aka accelerator. So we're going to use this long one. Interestingly, I could probably use that if I wanted a stiffer feel. On my Logitech G Pro pedals, we put like a brake spring in it because we're just mad lads. Right. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I did there. So that's now in as well. The up marking must point upwards. Yes, so this is up. Again, doesn't inspire confidence in me that there's no covering, but I think they probably know what they're doing. And there we've got our pedals. Obviously as well, you can space them however you want. And you can also adjust the pedal height, which is something that's going to be personal preference. Now, if you imagine this is my foot, right? This is the ball of your foot here. I find that that's really where you get the most direct pressure and feel. If you're pressing on the top of your toes, it's not going to be direct. And if you're pressing at this is not as sensitive, I find it's kind of like there. So I want that to be there. And I can actually see that these pedals are a little bit curved, which I like the look of because I think it might give a nice press. My SimiCube Active pedals, which are basically the most expensive pedals in the world, and probably the best pedals in the world. So it's really good that I'm able to compare everything with that standard, in my opinion. They have a similar one to this, which is quite interesting. So this seems to be a new type of pedal plate, it's like dimpled. These ones don't have that dimpling, but I like the fact that they're curved. So we can move them in different positions, up and down. The interesting thing is with a spring, there's no elastometer here unless there's something funny going on in this tube. You actually do get you don't get the elastometer sort of like in the Fanatec V3s where you have like the spongy one and then like two harder ones. This is just maybe in some ways a little bit smoother. So basically, if you want the strongest resistance, you have to do this. Everything's gonna fly out, isn't it? You have to somehow, we ready? In the name of science, let's do this. Oh God. That's the strongest resistance. And to be fair, that is quite strong. I don't know if it's a misnomer that load cells are kind of stronger, because that is, I mean, we'll see when I put my feet on it. Maybe we'll keep it like that. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll keep it like that and we'll see. Oh, it says the A2 spring, short grey. Oh, it's not meant to be used there. That's illegal. Thrustmaster say. It cannot be used in that position. Oh God. Well, this means it's gonna... Don't take my finger off, please. Please. I've got to edit this video. Okay, there we go. Bang. That's as far as it's meant to go. Okay, now we're gonna install it, and this is where we get the vibes, because it's going to be double headphone, double stereo. So remove that spring. This doesn't inspire confidence in me, again, that it's using headphone cables, but it's quite a simple signal it's sending. It's sending a value on a 0 to 100 basically. It's just sending a number between 0 and 100. That might be oversimplifying it, but it's not, you know, compared to the latest song from, I don't know, Stormzy, maybe it's less data. Okay, so those are plugged in, and this is going to go into the back of the T598 on the console. So what I'm going to do now is remind you again to please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this to any sim racing friends you may have. And we're going to get this on the console. Okay, here we go then. In Gran Turismo 7, for the first time, gear shifting works. Let's see how the brakes are going to be. Oh my God. You know what? That's actually not bad though on the brake. That is a very... Oh, that's a very nice feeling brake, I have to say. I think the throttle is not good. Something is wrong with my throttle calibration. So I'm very likely to spin this car out. But the brake spring, the one that I've chosen, and again, it's not a load cell. You're not going to have that precision of, you know, squeezing, applying pressure. But the spring is very, very, very nice. Like if you know, we're learning more about the T598. Is it really this revolutionary proposition that Thrustmaster think it is? Save it? No. Oh yeah. There's something not right with my throttle. You can see the throttle is there's basically no modulation on the throttle. It's like having a button. So we'll have to try and tweak that. Maybe go into the settings. But the brake, nice. Again, we'll see here, and then we'll see in turn 1. Coming into the bus stop. I'm playing on a TV that's like so far away it may as well be in a different country. Right, so let's see turn 1. Have a look here. Are we going to be able to modulate the brake? I think I will be able to modulate the brake, and I think I will be able to trail brake, and I think I will be able to kind of like, you know, have 80%, go down to 40%, but it's going to have to be more sort of gamery. It's not going to be like, you know, load cell, like, you know, the same resistance every time that I'm able to do when I'm doing this in iRacing. You can see, I mean, have a look at my brake here. The throttle, you see, just goes out to 100%. So I've got no control over the throttle, but I think that's a miscalibration on my part. Again, the brake, you can bleed it off. I was really looking at the brake pedal there. Let me try and calibrate this pedal again, so you can see the maximum there. So I'm gonna, so if I put the minimum down, it already thinks it's there. Now, maybe that's because I had it on. I'm gonna reset the actual T598. That would be sensible. So I'm gonna turn this off. And I'm gonna turn it on again. There we go. I'm just an idiot. I'm pretending to be an idiot, so you can kind of not make all these mistakes. So we got the brake dead zone. I will build in a throttle dead zone as well, of also 2%. Okay, right. Okay. Are we ready then? So Daytona, Group 3, both pedals working as they should. On a DDX, let's see, let's have a look. Coming into turn 1. How's the throttle response? Oh, much better, you can see. I suspect there's going to be an aftermarket market for different pedal springs on the T598, so you can just get exactly the right feel you want. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll do that on the shop. I have to say, so this is the first time I'm using the T598 on Gran Turismo, apart from when it, oh god, I'm going to go deep here, was at the Sim Racing Expo. And I completely forgot that this is only a 5 Newton meter wheel. Like, until I've just thought about it right now. Like the force feedback response. Well, we'll go on to that. That's going to be the next video. It's really talking about the force feedback in GT. Look at this. Okay, we're coming to the bus stop again. This is going to be a very decent... This is obviously a better setup than my T150 when I was racing T150 in Gran Turismo Sport in top split. So I was winning races in top split on a T150. And I think... Well, yeah, this is. As a package, this is better than my T150 with the Thrustmaster T3PA Pro pedals that were Thrustmaster's best non-load cell pedals, and at the moment these are Thrustmaster's best non-load cell pedals as well. This is a better setup. You know, the fact we've got direct drive and their new zero cogging version of direct drive, that is very refined. But you're not getting a load, but you are spending more. Like this is 500, 499, 500, and you're not getting a load cell. And people do say that the brakes are the most important piece of equipment. And I'd be inclined to agree with them. Having used the SimuCube Active pedals, it's just a game changer. But there's a lot of stuff wrong here. Like I can't even see the monitor. I don't know. I'm just using the force again to drive here, really. I'm braking so early. You can see the modulation there on the throttle. So let's think about negatives. I'm not happy with the mounting. So it mounts, the way it mounts, kind of like there's 2 threaded mounts that go up, which is a little bit of a pain. I don't know why more pedals don't have threaded bolts to go down. So you can just put it on your pedal plate and just bolt through threaded holes and then just have it there, maybe have a nut on the bottom. But anyway, it's clamped really tight at the front, but at the back it's not clamped at all. And you may be able to see on camera, I won't be able to see from here, you may be able to see some lifting. Now, if you're playing casually on Gran Turismo, not going to be a problem. But I was using my T150 and T3PA Pro pedals and Thrustmaster to play on iRacing and do iRacing endurance races. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. I'm going to go out and buy a Fanatec. So, you know, you might buy this as someone to do Gran Turismo, but they may get the bug of sim racing. Before you know it, they're on R-Factor 2, which is just insane. Why would you do that? Why would you not do AMS2 or ACC or AC Evo? So we're going to try this wheel out. Okay, so this last lap here, can we win? Is that an Aston ahead of me? What Aston is that? I know that's the, I can't even see it. It looks so Aston-y, but that's the Renault, isn't it? Right. Again, you can see the pedal modulation there on the throttle, which is nice. And the position, by the way, is really nice for me. Like where my feet are on these pedals, this is very, very, very nice. I think that contributes to my feeling of like, oh, this is quite a nice setup. Because my foot placement on the pedal just happens to be, I'm very satisfied. I'll have a look back on the footage and see if it was what I was expecting. And maybe I can tweak that by moving the pedal plates a little bit. Oh, we're not going to win this race, are we? 1.6 behind. Unless we do something absolutely savage at the bus stop. Come on, Thrustmaster T598. Help me win this race. If we win this race from here, 2.5 seconds behind, it's going to be some generational bus stop. Are we ready? Are we ready? Just going to YOLO it. It was not generational. It was not generational. Right, so I am happy with these pedals. I am, right as of this moment, on a PlayStation, I'm pretty happy with this as a $499 package. PC, I've been having some issues, like with N-stop and stuff like that. Le Mans Ultimate, having some issues with oscillation. I didn't have any oscillation here, but again, I'm going to be doing another deep dive like this on the whole package, and that video will be linked here if I've done it yet. But the pedals, Pretty good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, anything else you want to see me test. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.